Well, good morning, folks. It's Monday. You know what that means. And welcome to the start of Season 6. And we're going to make some changes. Because we found out a little tickety-boo about somebody. That they had got the Chaseliner Ganassi name all to themselves. Well, we weren't impressed with that. We were not impressed with that in the slightest. So after we found out that Tatiana had been fixing it so that the Chaseliner Ganassi team had banded around her, we decided to get our own back a little bit. Tatiana Calderon is no longer part of this team. No. 2 big crashes. No, it just wasn't going to happen anymore. But you know what I did? I went out and asked myself, who could push Jackie to the limit? Who could go and push her to the very limits of her potential? And I found someone that wasn't happy at their team. And we only went and signed him. Look who we signed, folks. That's right, you're not seeing things. We signed Lewis Hamilton. We have brought Lewis Hamilton to Team Chaseliner. Oh, we're not Chaseliner Ganassi anymore. We're back to Team Chaseliner, as you can see right here. We've also got rid of the Honda powertrain. We're going to go with Renault powertrains from here on in, because those Renaults were getting pretty good towards the end. Oh, excuse me, towards the end of the season there. But look at this, Lewis Hamilton. Look at this. He's a 100 rated teammate. That's going to test Jackie to the absolute limit this race, this season. It's going to test her to the absolute limits of their potential. Anyway, I think it's time we've got all that out the way for you. Let's go see some more bookkeeping. And here we are. I like it when I go like that and it all fixes together. We're here at the car. You see the car sitting there as it looks beautiful. We've still got everything the same. We're still the best out there. We managed to save, well, nothing. Because we didn't need to. But you can see everyone else there or thereabouts. You may be wondering where Tatiana's gone. Well, you know I told you there was a vacant Mercedes seat. Well, Tatiana's been picked up by Mercedes. But she's got a new teammate. If you look down that list very carefully to say somewhere around about here. I know what that was. You'll see that Carlos Sainz has moved to the Mercedes team to partner Tatiana Calderon. I'm looking forward to that partnership, actually. And you may think, well, who's replaced Carlos at McLaren? Well, that's been, he's looking above Hamilton's name there. Pierre Gasly has moved to the McLaren team. Jack Aitken has gone to Haas, and taking over the other AlphaTauri seat is George Russell. Oh, I tell you what, it's going to be a good season this season. We've got a few changes, a few new face in the film of Jack Aitken. I think this could be the best season ever. We're still going to do 10 races. I am contemplating this being the last season we do, because we're coming up toward, when this finishes around March the 3rd. So that'll be around about the time Resident Evil 8 comes around. But I'll think about that. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we're going to fast things forward motion, forward motion even, to the car reveal. Looks familiar, doesn't it? It's essentially the same livery as Season 3. We just made it a bit more pink and a bit more black. But, you know, the TC06, I've got no doubt he's going to do the business. Anyway, we're going to get Jackie and Lewis practiced. We're going to get Jackie and Lewis qualified. And we will see you guys on the start line in Albert Park, Melbourne, for the season opener in Australia.
It's finally time once again to begin what promises to be another thrilling season of Formula One action. Pre-season times, subject of so much discussion in recent weeks, mean nothing now, as the cars line up to battle it out for points once again. So let's get this season underway. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Rose lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Giovinazzi, Russell, Esteban Ocon, and Gasly, Norris, Sainz, Leclerc, and Lance Stroll. Kvyat, Hamilton, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Max Verstappen and Albon, Calderon, Magnussen, Nicholas Latifi, and Luca Giotto, Aitken, Raikkonen, De Vries, and Nobuharu Matsushita. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Let's convert this pole position into a win today. Good luck.
Let's convert this pole position into a win. My man says that it is pole position for Jackie at the Australian Grand Prix, but Lewis pushed her. And that's what we like to see. We like to see this now. We like to see Lewis Hamilton at Jackie actually being physically pushed. Not that Tatiana wasn't pushing her. I think Tatiana was in a way. It's just I think Lewis is going to push her just a little bit more. Well, I hope so anyway. Anyway, one-stop strategy today. I don't think it really matters which way we go, whether it goes soft, medium or soft, hard. They're both equally as quick, so we'll make that up on the fly. We'll see how the pit stops fall. There really isn't much difference, only about 3 or 4 seconds. So we'll see. We'll make that up as we go along. We'll probably go with the hards just to be absolutely sure. But in the meantime, let's do this, folks. Let's get it. Season 6 is underway, it's lights out, and away we go as Jackie leads them off down into the first corner here at Albert Park, followed closely behind by that McLaren and the 2 Renaults in close attendance as well as they come through turn 2. That McLaren is all over Jackie's rear end. I do believe that is Sergio Perez. He's going down for the move, the inside of turn 3. Jackie's going to squeeze him into the apex with Giovinazzi behind him. I think that's George Russell in P4. Jesus Christ, George Russell's had an electric start there. You got Ocon in P4. P5 back there as well with one of the Ferraris. I believe that's Charles Leclerc. I'll get that confirmed later on, but down towards with the section which will be changed for F1 2021. We hope it'll be changed for F1 2021. We don't get this section here, but still line is third. You see the other McLaren there with Pierre Gasly as they go into the chicane. Oh God, I think Jackie cut the corner there. And she really shoved Perez out onto the apex. You've got Giovinazzi all over the place. George Russell's having a go as well down into turn 13. But he's not going to get there 8 times through. They're bunched up 2 by 2 by 2 back there. I think we want to concentrate on them more than Chaseliner number 1. She's got the number 1 back on her this season. As we've got still 2 by 2 by 2 back there. As we go through the last corner. And here is 2 of them cars that are 2 by 2. It's Antonio Giovinazzi and George Russell fighting for P3. Everyone else seems to have sorted themselves out a wee bit as Giovinazzi takes P3 for the moment. But will it be temporary or will it be permanent as George Russell making his debut for the AlphaTauri team? He's looking to the outside, but no, Giovinazzi has got his man. and keep him in P3 for the moment. But geez, out in the lead, you can see that already Jackie and Perez have a 2-second gap on Giovinazzi, and that continues on to lap number 3, although the gap has come down to 1.8 seconds back to Giovinazzi, so he's gaining on Sergio Perez here. He might, we know how good Giovinazzi is because he was lightning here for Renault in his debut last season around the same circuit. He looks like he's come to play once again, as Perez is almost forced onto the grass there. He's now going to go to the outside for turn 11 and 12. We'll see if, oh dear me, to take the apex very nicely. Will he stay there? Let's see if he's going for a number. He's got DRS. He's going down turn 13, outside of turn 13. He may have been a bit of contact there with Jackie, but Jackie just going to hold her ground very nicely, run wide on the apex. And through turn 14 down to turn 15, and Perez really wants this spot. I think Perez has come to play this season, much to the delight of Paul Perry, who I know is probably jumping up and down on his sofa, or his computer chair, or the floor. Maybe he's sitting on the floor. I don't know. He's doing 1-2. George Russell with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and it is only a temporary fastest lap of the Grand Prix. As we go back through the field here, we're looking at Hollywood Lance Stroll in the tracing point, chasing down Mercedes new boy Carlos Sainz. Stroll to the outside of Sainz from P9. Will he make the move stick? I haven't got a clue. Someone is scratching outside, and Stroll does make that move stick. As further on into the lap, it looks like Danny Kvyat is lining up the McLaren here. They can see, I don't know if you can hear that. That is one of the cats scratching the door, wanting to get in. She's not coming in. Not while I'm in the middle of a recording here, because Carlos Sainz is being absolutely mauled. There's the other chase liner of Lewis Hamilton going past. I think the other tracing point of Nico Hülkenberg has gone through as well. And whatever Sainz's woes are, they're continuing here on the next lap, because there's Max Verstappen in P13. And have we got yellow flags over there? There's a bit of a lock up there from Carlos Sainz. You've also got Luca Giotto back there in the Alfa Romeo. And he's going to be next past Carlos Sainz here. Whatever is ailing Carlos Sainz, it's struggling here, because if you look 2 cars back, I think that's his teammate Tatiana Calderon in the other Mercedes. You've got also Alex Albon in close attendance as well. Something has gone wrong with Carlos Sainz's Mercedes. Remember, this is the Mercedes that Lewis Hamilton has given up. So this is Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes, and Tatiana's got Bottas's Mercedes. As we've got Alex Albon going past Carlos Sainz. He really slammed the door in Tatiana's face there. Even I don't approve of that move, as Luca Giotto lines up. Who is that? Is that Max Verstappen? No, that's Luca Giotto trying to get past the Alfa Romeo. Carlos Sainz and Tatiana Calderon side by side. And I think Tatiana's just passed. Yes, he has. Tatiana's on the move here. Tatiana is on the move. Unbelievable. But here we go, onwards and upwards. We've got right at the outside of Carlos Sainz goes the Williams of Nicholas Latifi back at the Williams team. And now look at all these scrubs that are coming past him. I think that's, is that Nick yes, that's Jack Aitken that's gone through. You got somewhere back there, maybe a wild Nick de Vries. Meanwhile, up at the front of the field, here comes Jackie and Sergio Perez. They're still fighting. This is lap number 7 here. And Perez to the outside of turn 13. They've got really close here of the chasing pack as well. And Giovinazzi is he's looking hot here. Speaking of not looking too hot, Hamilton had a terrible qualifying. We'll have to have a word with that, but he's around the outside, I believe, of Kevin Magnussen. This is going from P11. He should use that superior Chaseliner Renault to oomph him past him. And there you go, almost clear, not quite clear. He might be clear in a second, he will be clear in a second. Down the main straight, and Lewis Hamilton got P11 if Kevin Magnussen doesn't do anything about him into turn 1. Across the line, lap number 8. He's going to have a look down into turn 1, is Kevin Magnussen. The 2 pink cars side by side, the 2 pink teams. Although next year you won't be seeing that pink team anymore, because they changed the name to Aston Martin. And you'll see the old British Racing Green. It'd be so great to see the British Racing Green back on the grid this season. Meanwhile, let's go to what happened at the start of lap number 8. Here is Sergio Perez looking to the outside of Jackie again. Perez is on a mission. I think Perez is come to season 6. He's come to play. I should have signed Sergio Perez, really. But look at this. You've got Ganassi, George Russell. You got the other Renault back there of... I forget who that is. It's Esteban Ocon. That's who it is. No one cares about Esteban Ocon. And not even Esteban Ocon cares about Esteban Ocon. As Ganassi tries to go up the inside of Perez into turn 5. Nothing going there. They are all in a line. And then you got a little gap to the rest of the field. But my God, Jackie is being made to work for this. She is being really made to work for this. I think she may have tyre degradation issues. But thank God she got a 1.4, 1.2, 1.1 second gap to Sergio Perez. Because if it was any closer, I think she may have just got away from DRS there. As we move on to lap number 9. And I think we're seeing the tracing point because... Am I about to see... big boom. Yep, that is the end of Kevin Magnussen's race. Since he's moved to the tracing point team, Kevin Magnussen really hasn't had the luck as he's holding up the two bulls there. I think that's Verstappen there. Whoa, did you see Luca Giotto take advantage there? He's like, excuse the fuck out of me. Coming through. Kevin's going to park it up there, and that should be a safety car. And if that is a safety car, I think it's a good time to get some tyres on. Alright, what should we do then? Should we go mediums? Shall we go mediums, darling? What do you think? She wants to go mediums? No, she's saying keep the medium option. I think they were trying to stick her on the hard tyres there. But yeah, you see her go down into lean fuel mix, save a bit of fuel because she's going to need it, I do think. But through turn 15, and as she comes through 15, she makes the right. I think everyone's going to make the right turn here. So it's pit stop time. Pit stop. Lovely. Who remembers the Italian car saying that in cars? Pit stop. That's what I would say. Anyway, that was a pit stop and a half, and it looks like I think Jackie has got way out in the lead. Wow. She really put the field to shame there. There's the safety car right there. You see the safety car burning some rubber to try and get some heat into the tyres. But here we go. It's restart time on lap number 11, coming to lap number 12. And the order has changed a little bit because that's Lando Norris there in P2. I believe that's Lando Norris. And you got Giovinazzi. Perez has fallen way down the order. There, and I think Jackie has decided, well, she's got the medium tyres on, they've all got the hard tyres on, she wants to make the mediums go to the end. She likes a little gamble, does this chick, and we all know what happens when she gambles. Generally 9 times out of 10 she wins. But into turn 1 she goes, into turn 2, and she got Norris, Giovinazzi behind her. I believe that's still George Russell in P4, along with, who is that in P5? Is that one of the tracing? Is that Hollywood Lance Stroll back there? It may very well be Hollywood Lance Stroll. As we go to Jack Aitken in the Haas car, making his debut here at the Australian Grand Prix. He's going to be passed by Carlos Sainz, I think, for P17. So whatever was ailing Carlos has suddenly fixed itself, and the Spaniard is going to start making some moves. But you can see Hollywood. Actually, if you look at actually, it's Danny Kvyat in P4, not George Russell. So something's happened to George here. He's fallen a bit down the field. I don't know why, because George was in front of Kvyat. Unless Kvyat made a stop before the safety car. Maybe he did. Well, he's got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. As we go on board with George Russell. He's in P6 behind Hollywood Lance Stroll, who's got a 5-second time penalty. I assume for something about yellow flags. I don't know to say. I think that they, if you look in the background, I think Perez is back there in P8 as George Russell sneaks it up the inside, and he's got P6 from P5, from Hollywood Lance Stroll. As Jackie goes purple in the first sector, she is on a mission with these medium tyres. She's on an absolute mission, folks. Why is George Russell on soft tyres? I've just noticed George Russell's on soft, and he's going to have to make another pit stop. In fact, he's got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but you can see that now Jackie's got the softer compound on. She is pushing. She is gone, mate. She is absolutely heading like a freight train. She's like that freight train that's heading to the dead end, and she just won't stop. She can't stop, and she won't stop. As we see George... No, that's not George Russell there. That is Nicholas Latifi. I'll get copyrighted by Miley Cyrus in a second. As Albon goes past him, and now Carlos Sainz goes past him. And watch Carlos Sainz trying to get past Albon there. That was all for P15. Out of turn 12 there for Jackie. But we move a little forward into the Grand Prix now. On to lap number 20. She's on lap 20, and she has pulled out a 3 and a bit second gap over Lando Norris, Giovinazzi, Kvyat and Stroll. The top 5. George Russell has made his second pit stop. Why on earth George Russell made a second pit stop, I have not a clue. As we go to, who is that? That is Charles Leclerc, who's having an awful race. He's down in P19, and he's looking to get past Nobuhiro Matsushita for that. Sorry, he's P20. Now he's getting past Matsushita for P19, and there's the other AlphaTauri of George Russell right behind me. You can see how much George Russell is moving, because now he's on fresher tyres than Matsushita. That's an easy slam dunk pass there. Now, they're calling Jackie in for a stop. I have no clue why. Why are you calling them for a stop? Can somebody explain why they're calling Jackie in for a stop here? Because not even I know why they're calling her in for a stop. She doesn't need to come in for a stop. She's going to the end of the Grand Prix. Although, to be fair, the way she's driving at the moment, she might want to take a breathalyzer test. Can you get done for driving under the influence in Australia? What's the penalty for driving under the influence in Australia? A long time in jail, I do believe. As we get Charles Leclerc passing the Williams of Nick de Vries. And that is for P18 here on lap 22. And here comes George Russell. It seems wherever Leclerc is going, George Russell is following quickly behind him. I do not understand that strategy of AlphaTauri putting George Russell on soft tyres, unless that was just George's way of trying to make something work. It really didn't, did it, George? Now, let's be honest. It didn't work for Kingsland's second best driver and Jude Law's secret love child. As we are on lap 23 of the Grand Prix, and Jackie is now got the gap. It's down to 3.1 seconds, so they're starting to come back at her now that the mediums are starting to go off a little bit. But we've got Luca Giotto here defending from Alexander Albon for P12, and in the background is, I believe, Carlos Sainz. So it seems wherever Albon goes, Sainz follows. Wherever Leclerc goes, Russell follows. And speaking of George Russell, here he is on lap 24. He's behind Charles Leclerc. They're trying to overtake Kimi Raikkonen for P17. And that's going to be a... Oh, I thought that was going to be round the outside. It may still be. I think Raikkonen slowed down there. So Kimi Raikkonen is out of this Grand Prix. Who would believe that, huh? You know, I talked... He'd be another driver I'd love to have a sit-down conversation with. It'd be a short conversation, that would be for sure. I think Matsushita was, Raikkonen is out of this Grand Prix. Such a shame for the most experienced man on the grid, as Jackie goes through the yellow zone where Raikkonen's car is. And she's on lap 25, coming to start lap number 26 here at the Grand Prix. It's been a really easy run here as we look at the sole Alfa Romeo left of Luca Giotto. He's about to be passed by Carlos Sainz, I believe, for P13. Round the outside into turn 13 for P13 goes Carlos Sainz, who's not car 13. That would have been just absolutely coincidental, wouldn't it? That would have been just do-do-do-do-do-do-do. But into P13 goes the Spaniard as we look at new boy Jack Aitken. He's now got Russell and Leclerc behind him. There goes Leclerc to the inside of Aitken. Watch George Russell. No, George Russell got trapped for once. He got absolutely trapped in there. And we move a little further on to lap 26. And here comes George Russell passing Jack Aitken into turn 1. And that is going to be for P17. Oh, he's going to hold on, but I should think the superior engine in that AlphaTauri is going to make him go even faster. But that was pretty much it, folks. They did try and come back at her, but Jackie's got this very much under control. And it may be 6 seasons, but this never ever gets old as she's gone green. Is she trying to take a fastest lap of the Grand Prix here? I don't think she's going to, but it's the perfect way to start the season. It's victory in Albert Park for Jackie Levin! Woohoo! And I may have had the COVID jab, but I still feel absolutely fantastic, even though I had it about 3.5 hours ago. Daniel Kvyat is your driver of the day. Much deserved. Get in, girl!
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
A show-stopping performance.
Start the season the way it goes on. Oh, she's got some new moves there. Hey! She got some new moves there on the grid. Raises that trophy in the air, points to it and says, Advanced Chaseliner Fair. Oh, she might be the American ace, but she is a damn tidy driver when she wants to be. Oh, I couldn't be more prouder of that girl. Cue him up for her then, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the Drivers' Table. Rose takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
I mean, can it be anyone else other than Danny Kvyat? His performance today really set him apart from the other drivers out there. He's got to be happy with how he's done here this weekend.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The owner-drivers team moved to the top of the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
I think we can call that a success, don't you? Season 6 is underway and Season 6 is here. Woohoo! Who got the fastest lap in the top 10? Let's have a look. It looks like, did Jackie get it? Yeah, Jackie got it, so but she doesn't get the extra point. Oh, because I don't think they do award it if you're not in the top 10, so... Okay, fair enough. But Jackie wins the Australian Grand Prix from Lando Norris, Antonio Giovinazzi, Danny Kvyat, Sergio Perez, Lewis P6. Not sure how I feel about that, Lewis. For your first time in the Chaseliner team, Ocon, Verstappen, the man Gasly, and Hollywood Lance Stroll with a 5-second penalty brings out the top 10. Tatiana P11. That's not bad. In her first outing, she beat Carlos as well, so fair play there. Charles Leclerc P50. Wow. George, he had the fastest lap as well, and 2 DNFs, Kimi Raikkonen and Kevin Magnussen. But it may be Season 6, but we gotta go see Claire and see what she has to say for herself. Oh yeah, baby.
It doesn't get much better.
Doesn't get better than winning Zira's backyard, Australia. That'll keep him happy. That'll keep him happy, and that'll keep him happy and focused.
Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that?
I'm not sure what crash you're actually referring to here, darling. I'll have to go have a look at the replay for that one.
Sounds like there's some work to do back.
It sounds like you want to shut the fuck up. On the screen here, Tatiana is now a rival. Ugh. I tell you what, though, have a look at Tatiana in that Mercedes black uniform. It does look right, doesn't it? And again, look at this right here, Lewis Hamilton. Who would have thought? Look, we decided Lewis Hamilton. Can I be honest? I was tempted between Hamilton or Verstappen. I really was. I was tempted between one of them two, but I went with Hamilton. Just because I think Hamilton can push Jackie that a little bit more than Verstappen could. That's my feeling anyway. Besides, we had the money to spend. We may as well spend a little bit on getting Lewis into the team, won't we?
Cash sitting around doing nothing. We should start investing.
Yes, we do have a lot of cash sitting around, Carl. Unfortunately, I can't spend any of it. As you can see there, we're all maxed out. We can't spend anything, Carl, so shut the fuck up. What we will do though is renew those sponsors because you know that's the right thing to do. Renew sponsors, keep the sponsors happy, ladies and gentlemen, as they would say. We'll just bung everything in here, and we'll be off to the Dutch Grand Prix as the next Grand Prix. We've got a season break in between, I do believe, as well. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be interesting as well. Whew! What a Grand Prix, folks! What a Grand Prix! Cannot have any complaints with how that Grand Prix went at all. 30 likes on the video, folks. Get subscribed if you haven't done so for more F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, Last of Us Remastered, Death Stranding, Marvel Spider-Man, Train Sim World 2 on Sundays. Stay safe, be kind to each other. If you can't be kind, be quiet. No place in the world you can't be kind to other people. We'll see you Wednesday for the Dutch Grand Prix, and we'll see you tomorrow for The Last of Us, I believe.